What's up, everyone? I am Wink, and this is Scream Cheese. Today we're going to be talking about the film Opus, directed by Mark Anthony Green and starring Ayo Edebiri, John Malkovich, and Juliette Lewis. A writer travels to the compound of a pop icon who disappeared years ago. Surrounded by his cult of sycophants, as well as a group of fellow journalists, she soon discovers his twisted plans for the gathering. Kills didn't see this one, he'll be back on the next review. Before we get started, Kills and I generally do these horror movie reviews on our dedicated horror channel Scream Cheese, which I'll link in the description, but I missed you guys so much and I just really wanted to see you and show you what we've been up to. So on to Opus. I feel like this movie kind of snuck up on people. I hadn't heard a whole lot about it, but I decided I was gonna go check it out, and I wasn't that thrilled with it, unfortunately. So starting out with the good things, Ayo Edebiri does a really great job of kind of being an every woman. She's a really good kind of perspective for us to experience this film from. I haven't seen a John Malkovich film in a long time, so I was actually kind of excited to see what he's up to, especially as he gets older here. And his performance is really good. He plays an eccentric really well, but I feel like there are some problems with him being cast as a pop star. Even though it's an eccentric, it just doesn't feel like he is a pop star. I don't know how to describe it. He does fit the role in that this eccentric weirdo, you could see how people would be a big fan of his. But for some reason, just the music angle for me just didn't exactly work. Right as you get into this movie, it starts out with music and it gets you into this mood where you believe this is going to be a very music-centric film. And it isn't really. We do get a couple of examples of John Malkovich's character, like his pop star music, but the couple of examples of it that we do get don't feel really impressive necessarily. And his like performance kind of one of the songs while they're listening to it ends up feeling kind of weird and flat and kind of sad. I feel like if we were at a listening party, if I was invited to see this pop star icon, and he kind of did like a little mock performance while we're listening, if I saw what that performance was in this movie, I would feel kind of like, oh, that pop star is out of his element. He's old, he's kind of washed up, and that was, I don't know, kind of cringe. It stinks because he really does a good job. It just feels kind of miscast. So I will say one of the best things about the movie is the cinematography. This movie looks amazing. Every frame is set up in such a way where it just feels so, like beautiful to look at. It's just like every frame is a picture. And I would say with the writer-director, Mark Anthony Green, I feel like his direction is really good. Based on the material we have here, the set of actors, I feel like he's doing a good job. But I think one of the biggest problems with the film is in the writing, and he is billed as the writer as well. The actual plot of this movie on paper sounds like it would be tense and compelling and you would just kind of be in it. But the way it plays out is really boring. You're kind of unsure of what's happening for most of the film, and you can tell that it's trying to feed you bits that are going to make you feel really unsettled and give you a sense of dread. But I don't think I ever really felt that sense of dread. I kind of just was waiting for it to happen, and yeah, it feels like something is just missing in the writing. And I could almost tell that in the writing, he was trying to be correct. Like in the development of the plot, he was trying to do it right, where he kind of gives us breadcrumbs about Ayo's character in a conversation with her friend, where the dude alludes to the fact that she hasn't really lived life. There's not anything that's really happened in her life to define her. And it feels like just such a setup to, okay, well, what is she gonna experience in this movie? It's like, I don't know, just kind of ham-fisting thematic elements. I appreciate that he was doing that, but also it felt like, okay, that's exactly what we're doing, huh? So yeah, the writing felt like where this movie failed the most. I feel like you could take his direction, you could take the cinematography, you could take the actors, and you could actually take the log line of the film, and with a different writer, we could have had a really tense, really kind of special film. I don't know, maybe you fix the pop star icon character as well. You could make him something else. You'd have to come up with a different reason to get the cast of characters there, but even having John Malkovich just be a famous actor who has disappeared for a while and invites people to do an interview with them, I don't know. It feels like it would have fit more than the pop star element, but who knows? And then as far as this other cast of characters, you've got Juliette Lewis and a couple of other people who are in the group of people who have been invited to this compound, a la like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But there's just not much in the writing to learn much about them. We do get a couple of facts about them so that we know that they are human beings in the world beyond this story, but really we don't learn enough about them to really care about them. We don't learn enough about them to think that they're anything more than kind of pawns to be used in this kind of thrillerish story. So yeah, when it comes down, I don't regret watching it. I also probably wouldn't recommend this movie to a bunch of people. I'm gonna give it a 6. I think there is a lot of promise in the direction, a lot of promise in the acting and in the cinematography, but when it comes down, it just wasn't a story that was begging to be told, at least not in this way. And I would say it's not even the most unique plot in the world. I feel like I've seen something like this at some point, I guess, though I can't put my finger on what that is. In any case, let me know what you thought of this movie. Have you even heard of this movie? And were you planning on seeing it? Also, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to Winky Dink here, and if you enjoy horror movies, like I said, go on over to Scream Cheese and subscribe to us there. I'll make sure to put the link in the description. Also, let me know if this is something that you enjoyed. I'd love to keep posting horror movie reviews here on occasion, as well as our other channel. It'd be awesome to find out if this is something that you'd be into. All right, folks, we will see you next time. Peace out, homies.